Welcome back to On Podcast. Here you have Elijah alongside Grant. We're going to get into another Michigan football review for this preview for this upcoming week. Nebraska coming into town, 3-16 versus 9-0 team. Just another, still going to be another tough Big Ten team to go out and defeat. You kind of got to come out with our best foot forward, still put some good November Big Ten football out there. But I'm going to throw it over to you, just kind of see, what your initial thoughts are, kind of what you expect about this game, from this game.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, right off top, they're going to be a physical Big Ten team. I remember last year, I think they had a similar record when we played them in Nebraska, played them tough. I just remember them not being very disciplined. And I've seen that or kind of heard that to be the theme so far this year. So definitely somebody got to take seriously. We're at that time of the year where these teams are just plotting and scheming on, how they can save their season, whatever motivation they go find, they can find to, bring their best against, against a team that's 9-0 in the playoff conversation or in the playoff as of right now. You know, they're looking for a way to derail the season by any means, and they're all rejuvenated. They had Scott Frost who got fired. Like I think after they lost like Georgia Southern, he finished like 1-3, 1-4, and new coach. I don't know if he's still interim, but he could be the head coach now. I don't know if that's confirmed, but just looking at some stuff on Twitter about that. But he's got them like 2-3, I believe, 3-2, something like that. Playing solid, have him playing decent. So we got to just do what we've been doing and show up and just take care of business.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. They're obviously going to be a tough team, a bit rejuvenated.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny looking at some of we don't have to go down this avenue, but looking at some of the old tweets that people have put up because I believe Harbaugh and Scott Frost got hired the same year, both quarterbacks from their alma mater.
Wow.
And just some after year two, some of the tweets that people put up talking about, look what he's done compared to Harbaugh or whatnot. So it's kind of funny that one has their program completely rolling and the others, probably living it up a little bit with that with the buyout check, but sitting around somewhere hanging out for the last.
It was crazy, and they could have waited like 2 weeks to have it be less.
Yep.
I think it would have been like 11 million instead of like 17 or something like that. Probably, I don't know, probably higher.
Yeah, I remember some numbers like that.
Yeah, some number along those lines, and they were just like, "It's time."
Yep. Yeah. No, we would gladly pay you this additional money for 2 weeks. Yeah. Get them out of here. So, no, I agree. It's just one of those things. We got to take care of business again. I expect another big game from Blake Corum. He seems to be in his groove. The offensive line seems to be in their groove. We were down several players at just different positions throughout the, I think we were down, I forget left or right tackle, one of our tackles.
Both of them.
Down to safety, both of them, yeah. Down to safety. Down one of our top receivers in Roman Wilson, who I still believe has like 65% of the time he touches the ball, it's a touchdown. So I think, we were down lots of key players and we still find a way to put together a game. I believe a lot of those players are going to be back. I just look forward to kind of, shifting gears another time. I think I've been using this analogy with the team for several weeks now, but just kind of putting the clamps in on people. And I think, we're getting better with doing that. We're fine tuning this, and the second half team is phenomenal. And I think that's in being that good in the second half is a direct correlation to your coaching staff, to your players being coachable,
1,000%,
and to just players picking up on tendencies and all. It's really gelling well. You can have the best players and the coach put them in bad predicaments. We'll get into that situation later with the Lions, or you can have great coaches and the players just might not quite be there yet. But whether it's skill wise or picking up in the game with IQ, but we seem to be gelling well all together, and I just look forward to it. And I brought this up last time, but just the way JJ was getting blasted and picking himself up off the ground, off the field every game, every time he got hit, I think that is, he earned a lot of my respect. Because I'll be honest, I kind of thought he was semi-pretty boy, to be honest. I didn't know if he could take those hits. he shouldn't have to take too many more of them. But like that, hopefully he doesn't. But the fact that he could and got up and came to play lets me know a lot about him. And this squad is just built to win.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to go out there and lay the clamps down on Nebraska again, and real blue collar like, and just get it done.
Yep.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Odd
Yeah.
3:30 game. First game we had 3:30 all year.
Yeah. Don't love it, but I'd rather just have the noon and but it is what it is. But no, I'm right there with you. I mean, I feel like, and I don't know, you can just feel just like the energy around like Michigan as a whole. I mean, like nationally, I mean, I've told you a couple different times I don't love the amount of attention. I do just kind of love us, like people just kind of, not thinking we're, deserving of being up there, or, just, still, having to just see more, or talk about the non-conference schedule. I mean, some of that stuff I get it, but I think you can just kind of see the tide starting to slowly turn
Yeah.
here, as we go, go week to week. And yeah, I mean, like you said it perfectly. Harbaugh, he just has this thing rolling right now. I feel like, I'm just impressed by the offense, defense. I mean, the depth. I mean, you're just starting to see, we had guys down, and like I think 5 or 6 starters are out of that game against Rutgers. I know it's Rutgers. They're 4-4, playing some teams pretty tough this year, but I mean the way that we were just able to put 38 up on them and 7 on defense, and that in that manner, in that period of time. I mean, and just once again, just shutting the other team completely down. They couldn't do anything in the second half. So I think I think it'll be one of these games where we just know what's at hand. Just go in there and do what they need to do. I mean, I do see Nebraska, put up somewhat of a fight. Like we always know, Nebraska, I mean, they're not what they used to be a long time ago. But they're still like a very, a great program. I think they just need the right guy in there, obviously, just to kind of right the ship. But they still do get some great players, and I don't see it being as close as it was last year. But I do, 2 or
Yeah.
3 touchdown win. I can see it being something along those lines.
Yeah. I think when you look at the Big Ten, we're obviously arguably the second best conference up against the SEC. So there are no, even these teams who have 3 wins or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be, they are very solid football teams. So
Yep.
I think it's easy to get mistaken that these are horrible football, and the record does kind of indicate that they might be. But when you go and look and maybe not Nebraska in particular, but when you look at some of the tough games that these teams have lost, a 1-point loss here, a couple field goals here or there, a lot of these teams are a couple of games swing away from being,
Yeah.
Hardy Bowl eligible or, something along those lines, and every season is a
Mm-hmm.
few points away from maybe, 2 or 3 more wins, 2 or 3 more losses.
Yeah.
So I think I'm saying all that to say we can only be judged by our body of work, which we have. And,
Right.
and we came out boot stomping all the early competition. We continue to roll through the Big Ten. Whether everybody said that we couldn't go and run on Iowa like that, or Penn State was going to come and disturb us, or Michigan State was going to come and spoil the season, or whatever the case may be. It's always week in and week out. And I
Right.
say we are coming to the test every week. And when you
Mm-hmm.
look at somebody like, and when they're winning, but you look at somebody like Ohio, who barely escaped that game was much, much closer. You were texting me about it. I had my eye on it a little bit, but much closer than that score indicates. A 21-7 win.
Mm-hmm.
Few plays here and there, that could have been, 14-7 or possibly a loss to them. So I would say, or a team like Illinois. We know Illinois is not necessarily on the same level as a Michigan or Ohio, but they messed around and got snuck and beat by Michigan State.
Yep.
So I'd say, week in and week out, you have to come and play versus these teams. And we
Absolutely.
are continuing to do that. So I think we're overdue our respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of rolling to something that we didn't necessarily talk about, or said we were going to talk about, but that would be the college football playoffs. We finally got our respect a little bit, put us at third. I think we probably should have been there, the first ranking anyway.
Yeah.
The way these teams are dropping like flies shows that.
Yep.
So it's great to finally get a little bit of recognition. I do agree with you, though. I do like the underdog role. And keeping that fire in our belly to go play Ohio,
Right.
And I think
Yeah.
I can't see unless they lose prior us jumping them.
Right.
So we're gonna have that ammunition going into that game.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it's still good to just, one is embrace that underdog role, and but I do think like the higher you get, it is a lot more important to that last game of the year. I don't think we have a shot of getting anything higher than 2 grand unless like absolute chaos just ensues. But um, you know, I do like that. We're there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And they're like they always kind of talk to people afterwards, and they just kind of give their opinions on what they think and stuff. And I feel like, yeah, like I said, I do feel like this tide is slowly turning, but I do like kind of like where we're at, as a team, and just kind of, just we just all just handle business. It might not be pretty, play at, noon. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot more of the better games are 3:30, 7, 8, whatever that looks like, week to week. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just it's just a matter of time to where we gotta continue to control our destiny, and um, like yeah, we just gotta continue to take care of who's standing in our way.
Yeah, no, I agree. You want to jump into score predictions?
Yeah, yep. I think yeah, I'll go ahead and start. I'll say, I mean, you said that Nebraska beat Rutgers by a point.
It was 14-13.
Okay, yeah. I think I'll just say like a 38, 38 like 17, 38-20.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like 2, 3 touchdowns. But I think I just feel like they probably have a better talent than Rutgers does, and you know I feel like that might give them maybe a little bit more of a like more resistance. But
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
No, so I think our games can go lots of ways, and we still have a dominating victory. But I would say, I'm hoping for a little bit of firepower on this one. I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna go like 48-10.
okay.
Hopefully another
You just
big,
gonna put
big
another
statement
stamp
win.
on the
Yeah, another big, big statement win.
yeah.
Illinois on the cuffs with who coming up after them. So kind of just another big statement win.
Hmm.
And I think I mean, we end up turning up the gear versus Rutgers anyway. But I think we're being that many players down, coming off the turmoil of the week and all the bullshit that happened there. We easily could have had our head in the clouds and cost that game. So
Yeah.
I think we're just showing you know we're showing what we're made of, and so
Yep.
I think we're going to do a little bit more of that. And I'm I don't even know if I should openly admit this, but and outside of the freshman that's not playing, Dakota Crawford, I probably can't name 2 other people on that whole squad. So and I'm just being honest. I hate to say that, but I don't know. So
Yeah. No. So one
we're
guy I know is a dude that was at Texas, Casey Thompson,
Yeah, he's one of the
quarterback.
only other
He
dudes I
not
know.
even. Yeah, he
Yeah,
not playing. He probably not playing. So
yep.
yeah. No, I'm right there with you. Yeah. I mean, I haven't followed him a ton, but like you said, if they were really some serious players, probably would have.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I agree. I hate to say that,
I
but
probably should have been openly, but
let's do one. But yeah, no, and I think just to kind of transition to NFL game here.
yeah,
Not nearly as fun of a topic to talk about at this point in time, me being a fan. But I think we obviously beat Green Bay last week, second win of the year. Chicago Bears coming up this week. You know, I I'm just jump out here and say I don't see us winning it, but I think anything can happen at this point in time.
yeah,
And it's just kind of interesting to see the season shape out and see, who are, I'm not sure where you want to take this, but just in general, it's kind of interesting to see the season shape out and see. I don't know if you call them diehard fans or delusional people or what the case is, but I think there's a clear separation in the fans of what needs to happen. And I don't know how happy we can really be about that victory, with the state of where we are. Like but I'll say that and throw it over to you. I think it's a home game. And,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not sure,
yeah.
but
I'll look it up real quick, but
all right, yeah, yeah. No, I mean it. I mean, if he was asking me back in like September, like who the better team is out of the Lions and the Bears, I would have said the Lions, like no question. But I mean, it's I mean, Justin Fields like he's starting to figure it out a little bit.
We're
Like
on the
they
road.
finally decided, like, so what
We're
on
on
the
the road.
road? Okay, yeah. So he's starting to figure out some stuff a little bit. Yeah, home game. I mean, they just played two teams, very tough. Um, like, yeah. So I don't. I just feel like I mean, it's one of those things where we just gonna see what happened, and but I don't really see. I definitely do think they're the superior team. I don't really see us being able to go in there and steal a W or anything. I think the Packers are indeed that bad. Like I think they are like that is reality.
Yeah,
Um,
I
like
agree.
like I feel like Dallas will probably do a number on them this weekend, and that'll really it'll be like that'll really show like how bad they are.
Yeah,
But
agree.
yeah, I mean, at this point, I just we got a lot of. I think the one bright spot is we got a lot of young guys playing very well. Kirby Joseph, shout out to him, Defensive Player of the Week. For not like rookie, like that's like
Yeah,
the whole NFC. So that's huge. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't think you see that all
not
that
too.
often. So Hutch with big time interception last game. You got there's some pieces on that defense that are playing pretty well, and they've gotten like healthier. You're seeing improvement. It's just, I mean, I think for me, it's just like, I mean, at this point, I'll be honest, I just think we're just wasting our time. Like, if we just continue to have Campbell coaching, like, I think we're just kind of pissing. Like, I mean, I know the talent is an issue to a certain extent, but I think somebody else can get more out of this team.
Yeah, you gonna say we pissing in the wind? You gonna say we?
I think we are just like we're just wasting time. Like,
Yeah, no, I agree. No, so I mean, I completely agree with you, and I really struggle with this because I do want them to be good. I think it's top down, but okay, the owner we can't force the owners to sell. Okay, whatever. So, but I do think it's very apparent that he is not the answer at coach, and I think the quicker you get out of that, the quicker you can get a jump on somebody that you really want,
yeah,
and or that you really let me rephrase wanting to that you really need. You if you had a real coach here, and I would say let's not give us a great coach or a good coach. If you had just a solid coach here, we would have two more wins. Like he's doing
mm-hmm.
boneheaded shit that just people playing Madden wouldn't do. So I just think I think it's very it is comical. It's funny that we
Yeah,
sit here and have to deal with it week in and week out, and you know, so I just look at it and I think you were going to hint to this earlier, but Justin Fields finally kind of realized that I guess he has to run for his life, and I'm gonna get it done with my legs. We've already proven we can't stop that at all.
yeah.
Um, you know, and so I think we're gonna have another quarterback kind of run all over us. He had 3 touchdowns, no picks last game.
Ran for a
Kind of,
buck 78.
yeah. You said what?
That's Vic. He broke Vic's record. He ran for
Oh, 178.
178.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He might re-break it this week, but
He gonna go for two. He's not gonna go for two.
but no, for I just I do think we have pieces around. And I think we
Yeah.
talked about this, and not to harp too much on last week's game because we already got into that, but we tried to cost ourselves that game.
Yeah.
And if you just said that if and we said it last week too, actually, if you do that to a lot of other teams, you're losing that last drive. I think Aaron Rodgers damn near almost threw the game. He didn't look like he even wanted to really win. I didn't like the same Aaron Rodgers as normal. So
Yeah.
I think it's um we with a minute and 47 seconds to go, we went for it on fourth at the 50-yard line. Like with the worst defense in the world. So I really I can't drill it in enough. Like this is not the answer. And even if
Yeah.
we salvage together another win, that is duct taping the roof. It is not the
Yeah.
answer. I
Yeah.
think yeah.
Because it's definitely like, yeah. I just like I said. I mean, I feel like they realistically should have had. I mean, at least extra dub or two
Mm-hmm.
at this point. I mean, at minimum. Um, but it just like I said, I do just feel like we're just wasting our time at this point, just kind of letting them, continue to. And yeah, I mean, I just don't really be having a whole lot to say about it anymore.
No, I agree. And no, so just in general, I'm gonna jump out. I think Fields will run all over us. I
Yeah,
think people are blaming the wrong. There's this golf hate coming around.
yeah.
I'm gonna look it up, but
I think it's just good to focus on the bright spots on defense and on offense. Like I will say that.
yeah, no, and we got a couple.
Reiterate that.
Yeah, we got a couple pieces that I can't be excited about. I think Hutch is shaping out to be a great season.
Yeah.
He's proven that he is young and he's still proven he's very sack hungry. And I think that's
Hmm.
part of the reason why Fields will run on right behind where he was and every time. But I think he's proven he can be productive. And
Yeah.
also back to coaching. The coach should be able to coach him out of that. And let him know that you are hurting the team. This is,
Yeah.
you know, uh,
That's
you
I was
can
thinking the same thing.
you can get some sacks and be productive and also not let up, you know, 200 rush yards from your corner, your edge. So I think it just all revolves back around the same issue. But I think
Yep.
he has had a great showing. I think
He's
he's
playing
probably
hard.
what 5.5 sacks, a pick,
Yeah.
probably another 10, 12 rushes. So I think he QB rushes. So I think he shaping out to be a good year. And I think, another year with him and Pascal and Kirby Joseph
Rodriguez.
and
Yeah.
getting Tracy Walker back. And I mean, yeah, we do have some things to be excited about. But if we do all that and go for it on fourth, 50-yard line, it don't matter. So,
Yeah. We gotta get out of our own way first
right.
before like yeah, if you want to beat other people, beat other teams. So
No, I agree.
yeah,
You want to give a little score prediction on this one?
yeah,
Yeah, I think, and it's so hard to give a score prediction with this team because you don't know who's going to show up. You don't, like,
yeah.
is it the number one offense in the league or is it back to back no touchdowns? Is it, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. Is it fourth down Dan showing up or are we conservative today? It's crazy, man.
It is. Yeah, no, I think I would say I'm gonna say like 30, 30-21.
Yeah,
I think Chicago will.
yeah. I think we'll be in it
will
again. I think we'll
yeah,
be in it as well. I should say another game that we're in it to give us a little bit of moral
right.
victory. But yeah, no, I give similar ballpark. I'm thinking like, like a little 35, 24, 30, somewhere in that range. And
So because the defense is better. Like so I don't know. I know it's like we have the worst NFL history. I don't know how like they update the statistics. Like, are we like no longer the worst in NFL history? Like after this past game, or like did
yeah,
that like take us out of that, or you know what I'm saying? There has been improvement on that side of the ball the last couple of weeks. So you would think that they'd be able to stop them a little bit.
no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
No, I mean, and when you're coming from the depths, you can only go up. So yeah, no, I agree.
yeah.
And I mean, if we're gonna try to put cherry on top. I do think we do have many good players around that are young that we've both seen and have not seen yet.
Hmm.
We have lots of draft capital now, so I do think there are things pointing in our favor. It's
Yeah,
just very frustrating, with our hands kind of tied. But I do
right,
think there are lots of things we can lean into, and we could in a year, one season, 2 seasons, have probably a top 10 defense. I'm being conservative with just the people we have now in the draft cap. But I think we just got to play it right. So I do think the at least we could have a future if we play the cards right.
right.
And I think that is something to be happy about, and with lots of young talent around.
Yeah,
So
it's just critical to get the right guy here going forward. Like that's what it's
100%.
like. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably been said by many people many times recently. So
Yeah, no, I can't find the stats that easy. But yeah, no, anything else for people?
that's all I got. Go blue. We'll be back with y'all
We
this
back at you
weekend.
Sunday. Yes, sir. Peace.